Jimin can no longer bear this pressure, a development that has drawn serious public and global fan attention. Two BTS members currently serving in the military, Jungkook and Park Jimin, are reported to be facing severe psychological pressure related to a highly confidential special-scale military assignment. An internal source from the 5th Division mentioned that Jungkook appeared emotionally shaken after receiving sudden notification about his involvement in a mission dubbed Binary Operation, an intensive tactical drill with a top-secret classification that even most personnel on the base are not granted access to. Even more shocking, Park Jimin, known for his strong mental endurance and unwavering solidarity with his groupmate, indirectly indicated that he was nearly unable to continue. A fellow barracks mate said Jimin appeared deeply shaken, almost like someone who'd just been given two impossible choices in life. Information gathered by our military correspondent states that this tension stems from a sudden military decision to include Jungkook and Jimin in advanced special training without prior coordination with their management or BTS's internal planning. An official letter from the Ministry of Defense was received by HYB's administrative staff on the night of April 22nd, just 1 week before the training was scheduled to begin. The letter stated, "In line with military morale operations and reinforcing the symbol of national resilience, two active personnel named Jungkook and Park Jimin are appointed as part of Binary Operation, taking place May 1st to June 14th. The location, mission details, and outcome will be classified. This is a state mandate." The news shook the division internally. A senior officer who wished to remain anonymous stated that the unit had never before witnessed such an emotional reaction from two soldiers often held up as examples of discipline and spirit. "We're used to seeing new recruits cry, but this is different. These are the tears of someone who knows the weight of a decision he can't refuse," he said, referring to Jimin. One of the most moving moments happened after the night drill on April 23rd. Amid sudden drops in temperature and overcast skies, Jungkook handed a folded letter to Jimin, a letter that became the center of attention in the barracks, though its contents were not publicly disclosed. According to eyewitness accounts, Jimin read the letter with trembling hands and an expression of shock he couldn't hide. "If I must choose between coming home with you or going on this mission, let me choose the mission," read a leaked excerpt from the letter. These words immediately sparked widespread speculation. Is this the early sign of a split in direction between two global icons known as BTS's inseparable duo? Moreover, Jimin's expression after reading the letter reflected a burden that could not be taken lightly. Known as the most emotionally expressive member, this time he only lowered his head, clutching the letter to his chest in silence. A paramedic reported that he initially suspected Jimin had suffered an internal injury, as he appeared extremely weak and unfocused. The situation worsened with an official announcement the next morning. Both names, Jungkook and Jimin, were listed in the final nomination for the classified training. When Jungkook read his name on the bulletin board, he froze briefly. But upon seeing Jimin's name as well, his face showed an ambiguous expression, part relieved, part anxious. "It's like he was given a companion in his suffering, but also felt guilty for pulling him in," said a trainer. As of now, there has been no official statement from HYB or BTS representatives. However, our source within the company confirmed that Bang Si-hyuk, the founder of HYB, personally sent an electronic memo to the Ministry of Defense with a special note. "Make sure they return as one. The world is waiting for them. Don't let this mission break what's been built over a decade." In this context, the public now wonders, will this pressure affect BTS's complete return? Is this military decision a strategic national move or a potential coordination failure that could damage the emotional foundation of the group, which has become Korea's cultural ambassador to the world? One thing is certain, behind their smiles on stage, behind the perfect singing and choreography, there are two humans now fighting in silence, not for fame, but for a promise they made on a cold night before entering the barracks. We'll return together, or not at all. And today, that promise is being tested more than ever. the shocking developments regarding the emotional state of Jungkook and Park Jimin during their military service have triggered sharp public responses. On one hand, the public shows deep empathy, while on the other, questions arise. Is all this really happening? Or is this merely a sensational narrative deliberately designed to shake the public and boost exposure? Narratives about secret letters, classified missions, and farewell vows have spread widely across digital platforms such as TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Twitter, X, and several Korean entertainment news channels. Within hours of the initial report, millions of views and comments appeared, mostly expressing shock and sympathy, though not a few posed sharp questions. Is this truly real, or is there a perception play at work? Let's reflect together. If the letter from the Ministry of Defense was indeed signed digitally by Bang Si-hyuk, why is there no official statement from HYB? Why haven't any mainstream Korean media outlets, such as Yonhap News, KBS, or SBS, openly discussed this crucial information? Furthermore, we must ask, where did this narrative first emerge? Isn't most of the circulating information based only on anonymous quotes, undocumented eyewitness accounts, and blurry video clips without source verification? Isn't it dangerous to journalistic ethics when a story that shakes millions of fans spreads without confirmation from primary data? The public must know. Most of the narratives about this crisis stem from social media platforms and online discussion forums, not from official press conferences, public military reports, or corporate press releases. TikTok, for example, has been filled with reaction content claiming to read Jungkook's letter or record Jimin crying during the night drill. Even though these videos are often nothing more than emotional montages with dramatic background music, the question is, are you responding to reality or to emotions crafted by algorithms? We must remember, in an age of impression and virality-driven information, the appeal of news doesn't always align with its truth. Even false news can spread faster than facts, as long as it's packaged with compelling plots and familiar figures. In this context, is it possible that the Jungkook and Jimin crisis is a digital fabrication orchestrated by certain individuals or groups to chase engagement? On the other hand, are we being too skeptical? Isn't it reasonable that two young artists serving in the military, with their global reputations at stake, might truly feel immense mental burdens? Could it be that there is indeed a secret mission involving them, given their symbolic influence on public morale and Korea's national image? However, amid this chaos, one thing becomes vital: our maturity in handling information. It's time for the public to not only consume news, but also verify its truth. We must train ourselves to ask, is this news source trustworthy? Is this narrative supported by concrete evidence or only emotional impressions? Is there a hidden agenda behind the spread of this story? If it's true, why haven't official parties responded? If it's a hoax, who benefits? An information crisis isn't merely a misunderstanding, it's a double-edged sword. It can foster genuine public solidarity, or it can destroy the reputation of individuals and institutions through opinion manipulation. Let's reflect. Is it possible that this story is the result of an unintentional collective fabrication, where one speculation gave birth to another, ultimately forming a false reality believed by millions? Or is it a true story hidden by state censorship and a non-transparent information system? What's certain is that, until today, there has been no official clarification from the military, HYB, or government authorities. And as long as these three institutions remain silent, the public will continue to reside in a gray zone filled with assumptions, hopes, and fears. We urge you, the readers and followers of this information, not to become part of spreading unverified news. Hold your thumbs before sharing dramatic videos or viral articles. Ask, will this help the search for truth, or just prolong the illusion? Skepticism is not cynicism. It's the foundation of sound reasoning in a post-truth era, because today, you're not just news readers. You are the last guard in protecting truth from a digital tsunami of lies without borders. Stay alert. Stay critical. And before you believe a story of tears in the military night, ask yourself, is this fact or just fiction wearing the costume of reality? Yet, even in this storm of doubt, one thing cannot be ignored. The public's emotional reaction did not emerge without cause. Behind every click, comment, and tear shed while watching clips of Jungkook in contemplation or Jimin in silence on the training ground, there is genuine hope and concern. The public isn't merely drama-hungry. They are emotionally tied to figures who have accompanied their days for over a decade. And when two of these 7 global icons appear shaken, it's only natural that the world feels shaken too. Still, we must ask, did all this truly happen as the circulating narrative suggests? Or are our emotions being mobilized for clicks and conversion?